When we're in our own demons, when we're in our own egos, my ego is automatically triggering you too. And on the other side, you're triggering me.
That is not trauma bonding.
I would say it is trauma bonding because our own traumas are still so connected to each other for us to be able to grow.
The difference is we are not mistaking the trigger for a connection. The trigger is making us aware that we have a connection. That's why we work on the trigger. But trauma bonding is mistaking, triggering each other for love.
Did you have a time where you didn't want to be in a union? Where you was like,
no,
fuck all the men out there, I'm gonna be independent, alone.
I was on a path where I was happy to be alone. I also had situations where I was, fuck this guy. I was in situations where I definitely was like, what the fuck is wrong with men? I was also vocal about it in my life a lot. But when I'm being honest with you, deep down, I have always craved a union, because the union was what I was looking for in those men. I was craving a union and I was looking for it in unqualified men. And most importantly, I was also unqualified for it. That's why I was happy when I was single too. Because I was like, bro, I have no other choice than to be alone right now, because there's really a lot I need to work on. I was always aware that I need to work on shit. That's why I don't have a fulfilling romantic relationship. I always had this awareness. No, actually I didn't. I was in long relationships too where I had no awareness because I was trauma bonding. When I'm trauma bonding, I don't have the awareness. That's why I'm doing this stuff.
Can you give us an example of trauma bonding? Like, I would say there's the positive side of trauma bonding, like we have right now.
For example?
We talked about that you are getting triggered, for example, when you don't get the attention, and I'm getting triggered when I don't have freedom. So when we're in our own demons, for example, in our own egos, my ego is automatically triggering you too, and on the other side, you're triggering me.
That is not trauma bonding.
I would say it is trauma bonding because our own traumas are still so connected to each other for us to be able to grow always, you know? You know how I mean it?
The difference is we are not mistaking the trigger for a connection. The trigger is making us aware that we have a connection. That's why we work on the trigger. That is not a trauma bond. That is complementary, triggering each other, so basically shining light on each other's darkness. But trauma bonding is mistaking, triggering each other for love.
That's why. Can you share us an example of your own past life?
The difference is also there is a lovelessness, because when you trauma bond, you're not even half. You are less than half. Like, you are controlled by your trauma, and you found someone who is also controlled by their trauma on the same way, in the same amount. You both may be lacking in different aspects, and those aspects are definitely complementary. But besides all of that, is there really love left? Or is it just the trauma? Are you just bonding over trauma and nothing else? Because we bond over love, and that's why when trauma comes in, the love wins.
And when you said you had a long relationship, right? Or a longer one, where you were trauma bonding.
Yes, I had a long trauma bond. I experienced a long trauma bond.
What was, for example, one trauma that you were both bonding over? Or just for people to see, you know, like how it sometimes works.
Yeah, an example I can give is because I was not protected in a relationship, I was not seen for who I am, I didn't feel accepted, I was not assured, I became controlling. Like, I wanted the relationship to become what I didn't get. So I became controlling of all of the actions. And I was trauma bonding in a way that the other person who couldn't give me the things became a neurotic liar. Because they tried to protect themselves from my controlling ass. At the same time, they haven't become a liar because of me. They were a liar before. But this was a perfect opportunity for them to like even train their skill of lying. For me to train my skill of controlling. But where is this getting us? Where the fuck is this skill getting us? Nowhere. Like, we cannot succeed in a trauma bond. We cannot succeed literally. So that's what I mean when I say I always wanted a divine union, actually. I always wanted to make shit work with someone, because we are with people, like we are in relationships because of all the good intentions. But if we're together for the wrong reasons, your intention doesn't matter, because what you're doing is not what you want to do. Wow, das war deep. Das wird viele Leute hitten.
Thanks for sharing this with us.
Yeah, you guys are welcome.
Because now
Much love to everyone who's going through that right now.
I really feel like I understand something better. Like I love to learn, and that was a very powerful and insightful message. Thank you for that.
I'm glad.
And when you talk about intentions, for example, when you say that people are in relationship for the wrong intentions, I think what is lacking out there sometimes is to even have an intention, you know? Because to me, sometimes it feels like people don't have intention nowadays. They're just floating around, but they don't really have a direction, you know? It doesn't have to be the greatest direction, like in terms of relationship, you know? To date someone.
You can be free, but like we have a lack of guidance in all terms of society. We have a lack of guidance. Do we have examples for the sacred union? Do we have examples somewhere? We literally don't.
Even me, for myself, within this union, I never realized what I could have until we build it. You know, back in the days when you're young, you know, you want to have a girlfriend or you want to have a boyfriend, whatever, but you're never thinking like, yo, I want to have this relationship so I can build something with that and create a legacy. Yeah, you just want to like intuitively, you want to experience this feeling of having someone and being with someone and just living in life. But I think that's also a reason why a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages or whatever, like they break apart because they don't find a similar intention within themselves to connect through that intention, through that purpose, and build something out of it. Because you're just like, yeah, I want to have a boyfriend. Then one day you have a boyfriend, then it's like, yeah, okay.
No cheating.
It's my boyfriend forever. Yeah, and then you get bored, you know? You're like, I want to give some spice. I want to cheat. I want to do this. I want to do that, blah, blah. Like, I don't have the sex life. I don't have this, blah, blah. But
nah, you bored because you're boring.
When you have a union, not a relationship with your partner, and you're like, yo, this is the goal.
Yeah, looking at our vision board right now.
This is the goal. Like, it's just different. It's not like just, yeah, I like this woman, how she looks. I'm going to cheat with my girlfriend because she looks good.
She's going to be my wife because she's pretty. He's going to be my husband because he has money. What?
And the thing is, when you fall for such tricks, when you, for example, you in love with someone because they have a lot of money, if it's only based on money, if there's a man with more money, then you will just switch because it's about the money, you know, it's not about the person. So if you're looking for a hot girl with a big ass and big titties, like,
there will always be another one.
Yeah, like you will never be satisfied, you know, you will always looking for something different, something else because you're so limited in your perspective, you know. Yeah. But if you have a union and you want to build within this union, you are forced to get to know that person because you're creating something with that person. So in order for this partnership to work, you have to know your partner, you know? You don't go into business with someone you know nothing about, you know? If you want to do business with someone, you're like, okay, let's get to know each other first because we are starting an empire, you know? And that's just in different aspects of life. Like your partner in your union is everything. It's your business partner, it's your family, parent, member, partnership, whatever. It's your best friend, it's everything. So you're willing to get to know that person. Otherwise, you will just switch.